Hi folks, it's Leigh Farnell again with a Hadouken Ask the Experts. And again, I'm with David Horlock and Stacey Varsani, who've managed companies right across the Asia Pacific region. And today we're talking about strategy execution and why 70 to 90% of plans fail. So David and Stacey, thanks for being here again.
Hi Leigh, hi
Leigh.
Stacey.
Hi David.
So Stacey, you have looked into this, as have you, David. I'll start with you. Why has Harvard University found that 70 to 90% of plans fail?
Well, there's a number of reasons here. Some of the more common ones are firstly, tyranny of the urgent. This is where we're dealing with our day-to-day business issues, day-to-day firefighting. We come up with strategies, but do we even have the time to look at them? You know, a lot of times leadership is dealing with the next big issue, and then the plans get kind of put to the side. Another reason would be organizational politics, misalignment between departments. That can often get in the way of the actual execution of strategies. Set and forget is another thing. Strategy really has to be a continuous process, especially in today's very fast-moving business environment. You can no longer have an annual conference, have everybody present their strategy for the next year or 2 years or 3 years and expect that is not going to change at all, because it's a very unpredictable business environment right now. We have tariffs, we have all sorts of other things coming into the picture that really, you don't know what you'll have to take into account tomorrow. Short-termism is another thing. There's really a need to, rather than just focus on the immediate growth, we need to take a balanced view of, what are our immediate results versus what are we aiming for in the long term. So this kind of ties back into tyranny of the urgent. You get focused on what's right in front of you versus looking at the long term. And really, lastly, there's a need to institutionalize best practices in terms of strategy development and strategy execution to ensure that these things carry on, versus what I've seen many times, and what I myself have been guilty of. You put a few people on a project, you say, okay, this is our strategy, this is the project. After typically 2 to 3 months, people get put on other projects, people get moved to other departments, people may leave the company, and then gradually your efforts in execution dwindle. So these are really the key things that happen, and the reasons why you may have a sound strategy, but your failure is in the execution.
Wow. David, how would you like to build on that from your experience across all those countries you've managed and led across the Asia Pacific?
Yeah, it's extraordinary, Leigh, that for every 4 strategists there are out there in the world, there is one integrator. So we have the statistics against us in terms of strategy and business plans versus making it happen. Now, I've been fortunate to lead organizations across multiple, 15-odd countries and supply chains where there's up to 10, 20,000 suppliers, right, in any one supply chain. And my observations is that if you don't create an operational excellence model and measure people and monitor and audit and KPI and reward them on that, you will never implement. It's very difficult. Now, here's some very interesting statistics. Look at any global franchise organization around the world, and they pop up everywhere, 1 per hour, right? They're generally very complicated businesses, but they make them look easy because they've created recipes of best practice. They audit those establishments 3 to 4 times per year, and they are compliant, and they look the same everywhere in the world. Now, you try to take any business where you don't go and audit, you don't have an operational excellence model, and you leave them alone for 3 years, they will all metamorphosize into the different businesses in time, right? So the problem is not planning. The problem is in implementing plans. Right? And I've worked that you have to create an operational excellence model, identify what the critical drivers are in the business, and put those to task and, do operational excellence brand audits of those businesses and reward those that get good results. Those that don't, well, increase the frequency until they get it right, because we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is therefore not an act, but a habit. And Leigh, you can apply that everything in life. You know that as a swimmer, as a sportsman, if you don't get up and do the reps, you fall apart.
Exactly. And we're talking operational excellence in all aspects of the business, including sales as well, operational excellence within the sales and marketing component of the business. So if you're a C-suite leader who wants to engage, learn and grow with leaders who've been where you are heading, learn from people who've covered multiple regions, cultures, real world experience, and have high impact results, you can get that in one powerful session. You can tap into the three of us, 108 years of expertise in a 90-minute executive advisory power panel. It's your session where we help you brainstorm bold ideas. You'll gain second opinion from all three of us. We'll help you innovate and fast track problem solving with proven techniques we've used right across Asia. You'll get actionable insights that really will have an impact on your bottom line. Now, we only do 2 or 3 of these sessions a month, so apply now. The details are on the landing page. We guarantee you're going to get high impact results in a very results-driven call. David, Stacey, thanks very much.
Thanks, Leigh.
Thank you, Leigh. Thanks, Stacey.